star, Michael McIntyre. From Sweden with love, it's Ulrika Jonsson. And their captain, Sean Locke. And facing them tonight, here's Johnny. It's Johnny Vegas. It's the news at 10 with Krishnan Guru-Murthy. And their captain, Dave Spikey. Now, here's your host, Jimmy Carr.
Hello and welcome to 8 out of 10 Cats, a show about opinion polls, surveys and statistics. Did you know, for example, there are around 44 million bubbles in a bottle of champagne? And that statistic is brought to you by a scientist who was stood up on a date. In 2005, it was made illegal to keep goldfish in goldfish bowls in Italy. So, that's goldfish sorted. Now, organised crime. And the average woman will tell 28,000 lies in her lifetime. I don't know what my girlfriend would make of that. She's out with an old school friend tonight. Apparently, she might have to stay over. Let's get started. What are you talking about? That's the name of our first round. We've teamed up with a leading polling organisation and they've asked the British nation what stories they've been discussing this week. It's our panellists' job to guess the British public's top 5 most popular talking points. Sean, Ulrika, Michael, what have people been talking about this week?
A story I like the story about the Luton manager who's complained about a female referee, not a referee, a lineswoman. He said if we're letting women into football, well, then it's just all gone to pot. And he said, it's fantastic, he said, it may sound sexist, but I am sexist. It's fantastic. It's like saying, yeah, I did burgle your house, but I am a burglar.
And he did apologise. He sort of apologised for causing offence, but said his words were ill-timed.
They're very understanding women. They're probably too understanding. Like, if they won't give a penalty if the other team are 4-0 down, they're under a lot of pressure. I can understand why you did it.
They don't even tell you what it's for. They just book you, and then you go, what's that for? And they go, well, if you don't know...
Some would be good referees. Dinner ladies. You wouldn't argue with a dinner lady, would you? You wouldn't argue with a woman in a tabard and a tash, would you? You
thought the ref wasn't facing you. You thought you were going to kick someone and they're applying makeup. Bang to race in the middle, right?
Bang to...
I saw that! I saw it!
You've dated a couple of footballers. Were they sexist? Or were they all right?
Oh, they were lovely. A couple?
Well, have you? I don't know.
You said that couple like there was loads. A couple? Hundreds?
Go on, did you find any of those guys you dated to be sexist?
Of course.
You don't have video refs, do you? Like they do in rugby league?
No, I don't.
Have it in football. If you had a video ref and they go, let's go to the big screen, and a female ref went, oh, put X Factor in. I just want to see if he's gone out.
The lady in question, Amy Rayner, has been qualified for 14 years.
So she's actually more qualified than he is?
Yeah, he's been a manager, I think, for 4 years.
Oh, good.
Would you fancy refereeing?
No.
You said that like you could actually arrange it. Do you fancy refereeing? Yes, I do, actually. Well, don't worry, I'll sort out. We're doing Man United Liverpool on Saturday.
Yeah, maybe. Never know your luck.
Shouting at the ref is an integral part of modern football, and I think it would make life very difficult for footballers just screaming at a woman going, why? He pushed me! I didn't, he did! It'd just be like shouting at your mum. It wouldn't be as effective. They'd stop doing it. It's probably a very good thing. They should have female refs. I'd have female scientists. I would. I'd have them driving trains. I'd let them drive cars. I would. Yeah, I'd let them work as policemen, policewomen, anything, I just think it's time to open up the whole thing to them, let them do what they want. Yeah, let them ride bikes. Solid. It can't be that dangerous, they'll get the hang of it. No, let them do what they want.
Well, is it a top 5 talking point? Yes, it is. There are 10,000 affiliated women's football teams and 133,000 registered female players. Goodness me, that's an awful lot of lesbians. Dave, Johnny and Krishnan, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, started. And gripping stuff.
Do you know who they all are, though? I mean, I watched it last night.
Care.
I'm still quite puzzled about who they are.
Yeah.
Having watched it.
It should be called I'm a Celebrity. No, honestly, I am. Yeah. I am, yeah, I've got an agent, haven't I?
Well, Jan Leeming's on. Do you know that?
No, the thing I like about Jan Leeming is that she's obviously full of shit a lot of the time. She lied about her task and made it out to be a lot worse than it really was. But everybody believes her because she's a newsreader.
Yeah,
and that
exactly.
is the great newsreader's luxury. You can talk total shit and everyone goes, oh, all right.
I don't even know if that's true.
I was actually asked to go on.
Were you?
I get asked every year, and I'm that far away from banter. It's
Go on, would you ever think about it?
I've thought about it, but in really vicious dreams. Just turn up the first night, eat every bit of rice in the camp, stand there looking menacing, and then set your own camp up 10 yards away going, one of you will die tonight!
He's a very strange looking man. I saw a bit of it, that David Guest. He looks like a sort of muppet with alopecia. Just, all the fur's just fallen off slowly, and it's just this weird blob thing.
It does look as
under
if Paul Simon has melted.
He cries through his ears, I think.
You know, one day, all the paper mache things you made at school and discarded will rise up with him and start an army.
Do you want to have a look at him?
He looks like his plastic surgery's been done specifically so he can appear in Aladdin, doesn't he? He's gone to plastic surgeon and said, I want to work in panto.
I like David Guest. I think
You like him?
He's great. I think he's great entertainment. Don't you agree with that?
Well, that's like... I mean, there's lots of great documentaries about Hitler.
Well, this man's nothing like Hitler. He's done nothing wrong. I vote for him. I want him on the Bush Tucker trial. I'm obsessed with seeing him repeatedly on television. I like David Guest.
Is he very gay?
Is who very gay?
Is he very gay?
Well, Michael...
No, don't do that.
Well, in fairness, you are wearing a pink shirt and saying, I love David Guest.
You're mentioning my sexuality to Jimmy. Like Jimmy knows of my sexuality.
Jimmy knows.
He's definitely gay.
To get on this show, you have to have a medical with Jimmy. Yeah.
My wife is obviously squirming watching this.
Thinking, oh my God, I've married a gay. Well, let's have a look and see if it's there. Yes, the latest series of I'm a Celebrity started this week. Fashion designer Scott Henshaw said he tried to turn the other men in the camp gay. What, Jason Donovan, David Guest and Tommy Anstins? Good luck with that.
I saw you went straight. You cut to me after the gay joke. Even before you said gay, I thought, why am I on the screen? Gay. And I'm
It's
going,
because... The reason we cut to you was because some people watching in Newcastle won't know what a gay man looks like. It's just a visual cue for them.
Also, you haven't seen a bit of text that's going to come up in the edit.
I was just
Just gay. There'll be loads of sort of flowers and butterflies around here.
Okay. Sean, Ulrika and Michael, what else have people been talking about this week?
Bond. James Bond. He's 007. And I like...
David Guest.
I just like the use of the 007 because I have a lot of trouble with O and 0.
You've missed the point. It's not 0. That's why it's O. That's why it's not just 7. It's 007.
So when you see me go, uh-oh, 7.
Are you a Daniel Craig convert?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
It's pathetic, isn't
It's
it? The way
the-
they all slagged him off beforehand and
I
then
know,
turned
it's
around.
great.
He's a real hunk. He emerges from the water. I can't keep up this facade any longer.
He was in the National Youth Theatre around the same time as me, I think, and he
Sorry, I thought we booked Krishnan Guru-Murthy.
I know I was in the National Youth Theatre very briefly, but not as long as he was.
As a
But
newsreader?
He used to get a lot of big parts. Most of the Bonds couldn't act, could they? I mean, but he actually can.
He's stolen a lot of your moves. There's a thing where he punches someone in the neck and it's pure Krishnan Guru-Murthy.
If things had been different...
Classic.
I've seen the film. I was there on the night.
Oh, was it? How did you enjoy the premiere?
Lovely, yeah.
They're not that impressed, are they? You got 4 million.
I got to go to the premiere as well.
Well, who couldn't go?
No, I did go and I found myself turning to my brother who I brought along and going, oh, for fuck, what are we waiting for? And he went, the Queen?
Did she come round with the ice creams?
I don't think she enjoyed it.
Does she sit with everyone, front, middle, or back? I mean, where does she choose to
Front,
sit?
middle or back?
No, she's... Yeah. What the Queen does, she sits on a massive throne in front of the screen so no one can see it. She's got a big
How does it
crown
work?
and she keeps moving it around.
Sure, she was.
Pain in the arse. Nobody saw a thing.
OK, let's see if it's one of the top 5 stories. Yes, it is. The most talked about thing this week. Yes, the latest Bond movie was released this week. Casino Royale is the first Bond movie that doesn't rely on gadgets. Q must be spinning in his grave, powered by the Grave Spinatron 3000. Dave's team, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Apparently, the taxpayers had to compensate a load of ex-heroin addicts in prison because they were forced to come off heroin when they were sent to jail.
Too soon.
Too soon, and it was too painful.
I think it's bizarre that, you know, you can have drugs in prison, because it's not really prison if you're off your face, is it? The judge said to me, you've got 6 months, but you won't feel a thing. I go, oh, fine, that was great.
It costs £150 a day, though, for methadone to get someone off heroin.
Yeah.
Which I can't help feeling, give them heroin, then.
Where are they getting it from? Harrods?
Right, have we not learned from society within lessons to build prisons like Charlie Wonka's chocolate factory?
Like Charlie Wonka's
Well, if
chocolate
they had
factory.
a ribbon of chocolate, they wouldn't take cocaine, would they?
I like the way you follow that up with
around and eating. What's the finance costs? I just want to see the figures. Jesus, why am I not on a government panel?
Is this a cry for help?
I've thought it through.
Let's see if prisoner compensation is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, prisoners have got compensation because they were denied treatment for drug addiction. And also in the news this week, a prison chaplain admitted to smoking crack cocaine. He apparently had so much of the drug, he believed that a man put to death over 2,000 years ago was his best friend. Right, one more to get. Fingers on buzzers. What else have the nation been talking about this week?
Desert Orchid died. People got upset about that, didn't they? The nation's favourite horse. How nice can a horse be, really? It's like, how evil can a horse be? It's a pretty sort of thin area, that scope of behaviour that they live in, isn't it? It's trotting round a field or stopping. And it's sad, 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 sad.
Because everyone was very upset that he died. But in fairness, at any point in his career, if he'd so much as sprained an ankle, they would have shot him in the head.
There's some amazing quotes, though, wasn't it? So he was loved because he was so versatile. It's a bloody horse. He couldn't make a brew or do a bit of pottery. Surely he's got.
Occasionally, when he crossed the finishing line, he used to lift his hoof up and go.
Yeah.
He was a bit of a character. You know, any opportunity to put a funny hat on, he took it. He often was seen standing behind John McCrick with his hoof going like that. I don't understand why dwarves don't ride horses. You'd think they would, wouldn't you? You know, they're always looking for short blokes to ride. Well, there's loads of dwarves out there. Why don't they ride horses?
Short legs.
But those are your arms.
Well, no, they just lift the stirrups up.
Not that high.
Glue them. Just glue them. Glue them.
Short legs and short arms.
Just have to hold on, don't they? They don't really do much.
I can actually tell you the reason why they don't use dwarves. It's because the flat season is in the middle of Panto.
Or maybe they've got a deal with the jockeys, like, you do horses, we'll do panto. We won't, you know, like an agreement. They had a meeting in a car park.
That's a gang fight I would love to see. Well, let's see if the death of Desert Orchid is up there. Yes, it is. Desert Orchid sadly passed away this week. In a moving tribute, fellow racehorse Biffin's Bridge said... At the end of that round, it's 3 points to Sean's team and 2 points to Dave's team. The next round is called the Pole with a Hole. Here's your first question. 12% of lottery winners have what?
I know what I'd do if I won the lottery. Right, first thing I'd do is liquidise an elephant. That's good. Just get a big liquidiser, put it in.
You'd hear the tusks.
And then I'd open a hairdresser's, you know, just so it keep ticking over. But also, the added thing is, if people come in, you completely mess their hair up, and you go, don't have to pay. I'm not really a hairdresser. Just... It's like the lottery, actually. All right, Keen, calm down.
I heard that you've got as much chance of winning the lottery this week, because so many people bought tickets, as guessing somebody's phone number. How awful would that be if you actually guessed somebody's number, and then you've won nothing?
It's related to travel.
I've gone abroad.
Exactly the opposite of that.
Have disappeared completely. Just completely vaporised as soon as they won. They were so ecstatic, all their cells inverted and they became antimatter.
Is it not going away?
Yeah, I'll give you that. The answer is, in fact, they still haven't been abroad. 12% of lottery winners have never been abroad. Of course, a lot of people only win a tenner. Where's that going to get you? Prague? Yeah. 30% 34% of people in Blackpool would like what?
Would like a supermarket. Because there's only so many recipes that take in rock and sugar dummies. And a lot of them are developing varicose veins that actually says Blackpool down the side.
34% of people in Blackpool would like a tram up the front. My granny, when I used to go when I was a kid, when they first went there, she said, if I stand on that rail there, will I get electrocuted? He said, only if you cut your leg over that wire up there.
34% of people in Blackpool would like Tony Blair to admit that that clown in the glass case is actually his brother. And it's a bit like the man in the iron mask, and he should be set free and allowed to run for office. Welcome to question time, Mr. Blair's lost brother. What's your approach to taxis?
Would they think they'd like a piazza? Don't know, just give it a bit of class.
A casino?
That's exactly the right answer.
God, thank God for me.
Yes, 34% of people in Blackpool would like a super casino. I'll tell you what, if you want to gamble in Blackpool, why don't you just get a hot dog from one of the vans? At the end of that round, I can tell you Sean, Ulrika and Michael have 6 points, and Dave, Johnny and Krishnan have 2 points. Welcome back to 8 out of 10 cats. The next round is Believe It or Not. In this round, I give the panellists a simple statement. All they have to do is decide whether they think it's true or false. Sean, Ulrika and Michael, let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic.
This shipment is supposed to be for 12 cartons. Can you get the rest for me?
Oh, okay, I'll be right back.
That's got to be the best beginning of Casualty that's ever been made.
Here is your related statistic. 9% of workers say they would be prepared to break a bone to win a compensation claim. Do you think that's true or false?
I've actually done something to deliberately hurt myself at work. I worked in the kitchens of a psychiatric hospital, and it was such a depressing job that I thought, if I left it, I wouldn't have got dull. So I was mopping up, and I threw myself at this sort of metal butcher's table and just sort of smacked my head on it. I actually did knock myself out. And I didn't get a penny because I had the regulation non-slip boots on. So they said, well, there's no way you could have slipped. It must be your fault. And they sacked me because they said, you're an idiot, throw it yourself.
I've thrown myself off a horse once.
You threw yourself off a horse?
Yeah.
Well, onto a footballer. I would think that in most jobs, though, it's quite hard to break something. If you can't break your leg photocopying, can you? Unless you have like a repetitive incident, like you keep dropping a stapler on your foot, like 100 times a day, like just doof, ow, doof, oh, keep knocking that, and then they just say, "Well, just move the stapler."
9% of workers say they would be prepared to break a bone to win compensation. True or false?
I'd say it's false.
I can tell you the answer is false. Well done. Yes, only 2% of workers say they would be prepared to break a bone to get compensation. My gran broke both her hips at work. She made a fortune suing that porn company. Dave, Johnny and Krishnan, let's have a look at a clip to illustrate your statistic.
Do you hear something? Yeah, wait, there's one over there. Okay. Get him. Go ahead. Good shot, Justin. You're gonna put some meat in the freezer this year, I think. Beautiful. You've heard of tuna melts or patty melts. Why not squirrel melts? Well, this is Justin's squirrel. He's kind of cute. I'm gonna put his little tender butt in there. And some celery. I like to use the leaves. You want to poach this for about an hour on a low simmer. And I've got some already done here. This makes a nice weekend snack, maybe while watching a football game, or you can take it to a tailgate party. I'm gonna add just a slice of cheese. Now you want to pop these into an oven that I've preheated to 350 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes. Perfecto! Squirrel melts. You must try them.
I just have to say no animals were hurt in the making of that film, unless you count squirrels. Here's your related statistic. 25% of Brits say they would definitely try squirrel meat if Jamie Oliver demonstrated a recipe on TV. True or false?
Only if it was appropriately labelled may contain nuts.
I don't think it's the recipe that's the issue, really. It's not like you go, oh, well, I haven't tried it with coriander.
I always thought squirrels are a bit like Tyrannosaurus Rex, aren't they? Because they've got those... See them, they're quite terrifying, squirrels. They come towards you.
There was a campaign in Britain about 10 years ago to encourage people to eat squirrel meat. I did a piece about it on the news. It was total rubbish, but because I did it on the news, everyone believed it. And,
Do you ever do that? Is there ever a slow news day and you just go...
Make it up.
Doesn't matter. Squirrel meat. Yeah, that'll do. Is that a story? Yeah, why not? 25% of Brits say they would definitely try squirrel meat if Jamie Oliver demonstrated a recipe on TV. True or false? I mean, that's basically, would you do anything Jamie Oliver told you to do?
Most people seem to, don't they?
Well, he's an inspiration. He's brilliant at humiliating fat kids.
Some of them fat kids go on to be fat adults.
You ever see people busking with squirrels, do you? Like they do with cobras in India. You could do some good busking with a squirrel, couldn't you? If you had like an elaborate system of ladders and pulleys and swings, and you just got him climbing around, and they'd put some music, and then you could make a fortune. You wouldn't need to kill them. You could actually have them working for you. You'd probably become a millionaire. Start more travelling, hundreds of blokes. Franchise it. A bit like the cats, the squirrels.
25% of Brits say they would definitely try squirrel meat if Jamie Oliver demonstrated a recipe on TV. True or false, Dave?
25%. You think it's true?
Do I ever ask you to trust me?
True. True.
True.
Well, I can tell you the answer is true. Yes, 25% of Brits say they would try squirrel meat if Jamie Oliver demonstrated a recipe on TV. I'll tell you what, I'd try Jamie Oliver meat if a squirrel told me to. So at the end of that round, I can tell you it's 7 points for Sean's team and 3 points for Dave's team. And the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your first one. Most common cause of stress for priests.
Is it the devil?
Is it someone's cut the brake lining on their motorbike, and they're going down a hill, and they can't brake, and they're heading towards like a brick wall? That's quite stressful.
Is it concealment of homosexuality, of which I know nothing?
Sexual frustration.
That's the correct answer.
Oh,
well, yes.
What's the name?
Yes, the most common cause of stress for priests is celibacy. That and the fact they miss Hollyoaks every Sunday. Celebrity who most often features in Brits' nightmares.
Jimmy Savile.
I had a terrible dream once where I saw Doc Cotton in a catsuit.
Is it the bloke from the Worthington original lads?
You mean Werner's original?
Worthington, yeah.
Worthington's original. You're like my nan.
Worthington's originals. Give them to kids. They love them. My grandkids were so pissed.
Is it getting in a taxi and Richard Hammond's driving?
I imagine after this week it'll be David Guest, won't it?
David Guest and Michael Jackson went after you for body parts.
I'm dreading it. And I've got to ask, is it me?
No, it's not you. You're in people's dreams. Yeah? She used to be a page 3 girl.
Maybe Jordan.
That's a correct answer. Yes, the celebrity who most often features in Brits' nightmares is Jordan. She started her modelling career by sending pictures of herself to a London agency. It wasn't much, but it was a tit in the door. Right, that sound tells me it's the end of the round and the end of the show, which means the final scores are Dave, Johnny and Krishnan have 4 points, but Sean, Ulrika and Michael are the winners. They have 8 points. Well, thanks to all our panellists, our wonderful studio audience, and to all of you for watching at home. That's it from us. Good night. Well, thank you for watching 8 out of 10 Cats. If you want to watch another episode, you know, feel free, or pop to Pornhub for some different kind of fun. Good luck. You can also go to jimmycarr.com and buy tickets to see me live. I'd love that. I'd like it if you liked and subscribed. But don't feel pressured. Do your thing. You be you.